Everyone. Today I decided to do this little wellness step actually as a Facebook Live. So kind of give and add a little spice to it. It's going to be very short, but just for a change, something different. So one of the things which has really helped me to really keep myself going, especially when I'm in the middle of like challenges or some obstacles or whatever, is to basically choose self-created challenges. So I will talk about two of those challenges, what's are going right now. And if you are kind of a person who is also, doing self-chosen challenges, leave the comment, what is it you do? What do you choose? So Brendan Burchard, my real nice mentor and teacher, who has been kind of like suggesting people to do 90 days challenges with yourself. And then, of course, now we have Facebook and all social media full of challenges of 5-day challenge, 3-day challenge, 1-day challenge, whatever. But the kind of challenge what I talk here is basically something which will really challenge you, expand you, liberate you, and also gives you some ideas like how you can actually, are you even capable or able to do those things? So one of the challenges which I can come up with from the past, one of the biggest one which I took for myself was 1 year in the beginning of January. I decided, okay, this year I'm gonna write, a weekly blog every week for the whole year. And then also I'm going to create an online class, and I'm going to have this many people, and I'm going to work with them for 12 months. And for me at the time, as I was like a gypsy woman, this seemed like out of this world, because it just seemed so long. And I thought, like, who would ever even like sign up for a 12 months like class, because everyone's attention span is like 8 seconds or something, as they say. But I got the people who were willing to go deep and willing to work with themselves, and signed up for that and went through these 12 months. Of course, not everyone. There's always someone who quits, but I didn't quit. So I kept going with my blog the whole year. And what really came from that was also such a good experience of like writing, writing fast. Like 1,000 words to write for me is like piece of cake. It just give me the topic, I sit down and I do it. So this way it really was a good training for the future, for blogging or content creation or whatever way, so came in handy. And after this 1 year of blogging, this first I started in Estonian, and then after some time I started to do it also in English. So for me, I have always that extra challenge of doing something like in multiple languages, and people have no idea when they are like kind of, complaining, oh my God, this is too much, like to even just do my blog in English. You people have no idea, just double that with like, doing everything in 2 languages. It's like extra challenge all the time I have. But last year, this was, let me see what the date here says. This was in the beginning of June, 12th of June. This was the time when Michael got to know that his dad is in a very bad state, and he was actually in Estonia with me, and he had to suddenly leave to take care and be sure to be there for his dad. And sadly, his dad passed away on the Father's Day. And it was very, very good that Michael was there for that occasion. But I thought to kind of give myself a new challenge, and I got this really amazing little notebook, which is handmade, and it was really calling my name. So I bought this one, and then I put myself a challenge to like, okay, now I'm going to write 1 poem a day for the rest of the year. And first I thought like, okay, let me just do it 30 days and then I will see how that goes. And these poems have like, I'm just trying, I write them in Estonian, so to keep my Estonian language also like I kind of like up to date and stretch my brain So sometimes it comes like a story, sometimes it comes like, crazy rhymes, and sometimes it's like funny, and then I just kept going with it. So after this one got full, so I got another one, and then I got another one, and then I got another one. So I'm basically 1 month away for the year challenge to kind of come into the end. So all of these, there are some poems which are real crap, but some which are really cool. So there may be, material for my poems book, in the future. So I really recommend this kind of challenge. If you're not really a writer, or poems is not your thing, whatever it is your thing, like figure this out and kind of put it into work. And then the second one, which I started with, was the morning pages. And I have talked about it like so many times. And I like, especially, it's a morning pages. As you wake up as early as you can, you just sit down, and I take timer, or if I know like how many pages per size of, notebook I have. So I write constantly, like for 20 minutes, whatever comes. It doesn't need to be presented to anyone. It's just, it can be all crap, whatever comes, I just like let it out. And this one I started in the beginning of October last year, and I have written this, and this one is in the end, almost in the end part now. So, and this is also like, while I've been doing this challenge, it has been giving me so many amazing ideas. I'm much more content. I'm much more like, balanced. I'm also much more like kind of inspired and motivated. Sometimes when I can't fall asleep, I just kind of like make a deal with my inner woman, like, okay, let's sit down and let's write these things down, and then we will go to sleep after that. So I can like, download everything, whatever the frustration and things are, into those pages, and then kind of sleep and kind of, jump into my day the next day with a completely like clean mind. So these two challenges have been my best friends to really expand my mind, and also keep my mind and my brain very, very like active. So now recently I added another one inspired by James Altucher, who has also lots of crazy ideas. I really like him. He lives in New York. He has a podcast, has written many books. He's an entrepreneur, has been millionaire and lost everything, built everything up, and so on. So I really want to learn from people like that. So one of the things he is suggesting, which I started now, I've done I think a little over a month, so which is called, so it's 34 days I've been doing this. So every day write down 10 different ideas. So they can be the craziest things. So whatever comes into your mind, like, a thing or an idea or app or whatever, and it has been so crazy. Sometimes I get that idea, and then the next day I see a movie where they have that idea already, like, someone has done it. And what he says, when you start to write down these ideas, which are crazy, you don't even need to implement them. It is that you let your mind, go wild, go and be crazy, And we are so often so like kind of, shy and kind of following orders, and not really like letting our inner artist to go crazy. And this is so crucial. So once you start to figure out what those, personal challenges are for you, and you put them into work, this will make a huge difference for your wellness. And of course, most of all, for your brain, if you do something which is connecting to your brain and activating your brain. So James also believes that when you do these ideas things, it really starts to build like kind of like new streets into your brain, and also give you ideas how you can, connect with people, or how you can co-create and He sometimes also, I think one time he gave some ideas, I think it was Google or something. Okay, 10 ideas how Google can get better, and then sent it to them as an email. Didn't expect anything back, you know. And they were so impressed, they actually contacted him and asked him to come and visit Google. So he went there, had a blast, like got to know everything from like inside out, and lots of new connections and possibilities came from it. And right now, when we are still kind of in a situation of crisis in so many ways, I think this is such a crucial thing. Many of us are kind of like maybe still in that like kind of lack consciousness. What can I do to take care of my wellness or my family wellness? And it seems like, you know, you get into that lack energy, which is so much about, you know, how can I take, how can I, you know, receive? And then it's all about actually giving, like who around you would need help right now? How can you, you know, be there to help them? And don't even like wait anything back, because once you put that out there, universe, it's like kind of you do the payment into the universal abundance account, and the universe will figure out like, you know, how to reciprocate this and bring it back to you. Just yesterday we had another amazing call with a new contact in Germany, who we got to know through another contact we have in Canada. So we are now really building to reconnect and kind of get to know globally lots of different people. And this person was willing to do like kind of like get to know each other call, but also gave some amazing tips and value how we can do our things better with Michael. So it was over an hour call, and it was like, oh my God, like someone is actually doing it these days, and is not like putting like, you know, a dollar sign to every minute, you know. So if you really want to be ahead of the game and also, you know, take care of your wellness, I think this, what I shared today, it was maybe a little more than usual, but if you really figure out those challenges for yourself, I think you will be so much ahead of the masses, and your quality of life will be also very different. And one of the things I've also asked Michael, like, do you feel it's different now as I do my writing and, you know, these different things like kind of rituals, which I do regularly? And he said, yeah, you feel like more content, and you're not so stressed out, and you're like so much calmer. And, you know, these are the ways I take care of my inner woman. And even if you're a man, you also have an inner woman who needs, you know, some expression time or presence and so on. So if you're here and what I shared today, this wellness tip really resonated with you, please put your comments. If you have some questions, please put some questions. If you have some really interesting and nice challenges going on right now, or what you have done, please share also in the comments. I would really like to know. Maybe you can inspire me as well to add to my plate, you know. And what's really cool with those challenges is also that some of these challenges you can start with, you know, just like, okay, I will do this just like 30 days, and then I will reevaluate like what I'm going to do. But sometimes you also have to put like, okay, I need to do this for 90 days, or I need to do this for a year. So when I started with my poems, I didn't put the end date. I just like, okay, let me do this for 30 days. And then it just became a habit. And now this is basically also, it kind of reflects what has been in my mind, what has been the topic of the day. I just kind of like bring it together in those poems. And then it's also like a little archive through the poems. And it's a really fun way to have fun with yourself, and your inner creativity can also blossom through that. So I hope this was value for you. I see there are quite many people here. Olen Terje Mare, Heiki Tamm, Janne Vaarik, Birgit Valge, Veljo Tammsalu, Reigo Reimets, Kristi Malm. So seems all the Estonians are on board. So these wellness videos I've done now also, that's another challenge I've put myself. This has been over a month. I started when coronavirus lockdown started, And it was for me to also like share with the world, like what are my wellness tips? How do I take care of myself? These can be very small things like, sleep in, take a nap, read a poem, stuff like that. But those snippets have really inspired many to also answer and also even take contact with me, like, Crystal, I really need help with sleep. What is it you do? And then I can share with them and be there for them. So thank you so much for being here today. I hope today's wellness tip was really exciting for you. Put these into use, and I promise you will be much better, in so many ways, body, mind, spirit, and then you can also perform and serve others much better. Thank you so much. If you find this was a value, please share. If you like what I'm doing, please subscribe. If you have questions, comments, just put it below. Mahalo, all the best, and stay safe, stay cool. All the best from San Diego, California.